Hello and welcome back to the Flawed Life. And as we continue to investigate this month and everything related to spinal cord injuries. So I would say the absolute top or very near the top of something that helps or hinders those of us with spinal cord injuries are helpers or caregivers or nurses, whatever term you want to use. It's all the same person. So if you have a lower level injury, say in the thoracic um, level and have full use of your arms, then it's very likely that you will not need to have any outside assistance. That person can live a completely independent life without the need of outside help. For higher level injuries, say low cervical, like C5-6, then someone may need help in the morning for like getting up and getting down again at night, but that's about it. For those of us with high level injuries, well, I can't do anything on my own and therefore need help completely for everything. So therefore, I have to have caregivers for everything all day long. So they are extremely important. And we can even see that way back in the Bible when Jesus was on earth, that caregivers were also important then. So in Mark 2, we read about the healing of a paralytic. Well, look at verse 3 here. And they came bringing to him a paralytic carried by four men. Well, these four men you could classify as helpers or caregivers that were helping this man. So imagine if they decided that they called off sick or anything of that sort, that, well, this paralytic, his day and future would have completely changed. Well, that's pretty well the case still, even 2,000 years later. That even now, if a caregiver is unable to come, well, the day and future does definitely change. Not quite so much this drastically, but in some cases it is possible, I guess. So for a lot of people, it ends up being that their caregiver is their parent or parents, family, maybe a spouse, or anyone that is closely related or living with them. And for short term, this is all right, especially for those that have lower level injuries and are maybe just learning to become independent again. But for those of us that need 24-hour care, well, this is where it gets to be more of a problem. So care never ends when you don't have any movement on your own. So at night, I get turned every couple hours and need to be adjusted with various needs so I don't get pressure sores. And my breathing also always needs to be monitored to make sure everything keeps working. And just need to have help with basically everything. So I know there are various setups that some people will say sleep in the same room as the person needing help. Others, like me, have a caregiver at night that stays up all the time, or if someone can't come or anything of that sort, then my parents split the night. That, say right now, it will be that my dad goes to bed at like 9 p.m. Mom and I stay up until about 1:30 in the morning, and then dad gets up and gets me down to go to sleep. And then he stays up through the next day when hopefully my day person comes, or continuing to go on. So thankfully, I am extremely blessed that I have caregivers from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., usually 7 nights a week, and 5 days a week I have day help from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, this works out pretty well in that my parents just have to do evenings and weekend days when everything works well. Unfortunately, we don't have any backup, and we don't have anyone that can come just for short term. So, right now, as I'm recording this, I have one night nurse who is off on medical leave, and that means we have 2 to 3 nights every week that don't have any help. So, just a couple nights ago, we had a 3 night stretch without any help. So, that, say the least, gets very taxing on my parents and I. And it was over the weekend, so that meant we didn't have anyone on Thursday night. We did have my day person from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Friday, but then no one again until 10 p.m. Sunday night. So that makes it very hard for my parents to have energy and my dad to go back to work on Monday. And therefore, we miss things like attending church in person on Sundays and really doing any activities. But I know of friends of mine that have even less than this, that they may get just a couple hours a week of care or even less than that. I have one friend whose mom is basically his only caregiver, and she has been trying to get surgery for, I believe, knee replacement, and for that, she'll be down for a while and unable to take care of her son and trying to find help for him so that she can have surgery and take care of herself has been quite a challenge to say the least. So this is part of the problem, and it goes all throughout the U.S. and throughout the world. So I found this statistic that said in March 2023 that the nursing shortage is to be treated as a global health emergency. So it's not just Iowa or a few states, it's the entire world that needs more nursing care. And that is only going to be a growing problem. And this is from aacnnursing.org about nursing data. And you can see here nursing shortage in different states and how much they are. That Washington State is to be the worst, and going on from there. So that is part of the shortage problems. And also, each caregiver can have things they're comfortable with or not. So some may be okay with changing different medical needs, as some of you in the comments have said. Others are better, or shall I say, more comfortable with, say, getting up in my chair or not, and going out and using my van and that kind of thing. It just depends on each person's comfort level and what their experience is with. And for me, also, having time wise and being able to go out and do things like vacations also um, are impacted by who can help me. So it is definitely a plea for anyone out there that is maybe semi-retired or any younger people watching this that hey, a career in nursing is one that you can have a direct impact on people, both short term and long. Say, I know that hospitals and nursing homes are what people frequently think of for nursing, but home care, like what I receive, is also a very big need. And this is where you get to know your one client or one person very well, and you can definitely help their family a lot. I know it's not for everyone, but if you could, like, say, even do a couple of days a week, then that helps a lot. I know for me, of my current of about four regular caregivers, that my youngest is 50 and oldest is in her mid 70s. So it's that range that is common now, and as more retire or want to retire, then the problem is just compounded. So this is something I could go on for probably a long time, but I will leave it at that for now. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time on this month of spinal cord injuries on the Spotlight. Bye.